Okay, this is part of an ongoing series that I'm doing within 4.5 hour work week, documenting creating one of these products that I'm teaching you guys to create. Now, when we were on the last webinar, I showed you a report that I'd almost done. I think it was called Easy Video Profits or something like that. And I looked at that report a couple of days ago. Basically, it had two, well, according to how you count them, two or three methods for using videos to create affiliate cash. And I realized that, you know how when you teach something, you actually get better at it? I used to teach mathematics. I actually got better at trigonometry the first time I taught it. I was good, but I got better. So it's like that. So I'm sitting there looking at the report after the webinar was over the next day and all that, and I'm thinking, this thing's not quite focused enough, and it's a little too long, and it's got too many loose ends. Okay, it would be a great video product to take that and just replace the info with videos and do it like that. It would be great if I took each of those three sections and turned them into a little product so that I could little list builder products like I'm teaching you guys to do. So anyway, I decided to, I've still got the report. It's still on the hard drive. It's still going to be sitting there, and I'll generate something out of it. That's just the way the info product creation business works. But I sat down today, and within probably less than an hour or two, I created a new report. And I want to go over that report with you from top to bottom. You're looking at it right here. It's called Lead Generation Done Right. Now this is going to focus on the offline market. Okay, so as we've talked about a couple of times, my lists that I sell these affiliate promotionals to are basically focused on two things: offline and video. But there's a lot of crossover. There's a ton of stuff you can sell both those people, both those groups of people. And quite frankly, just because somebody's interested in offline marketing does not mean they're not interested in other stuff. Okay, so let's don't get too hung up on the what the list is about thing. I did tell you you needed to create a list in a sub niche so that you could get some branding and get known as a go-to person in that sub niche. And that's exactly the thing to do, and I'm doing this because I'm already very well known in the world of offline. So, lead generation done right. I'm going to include this zipped up as a PDF and a zip file for you in the members area, but I want to show you what we got. Let me pull this down. Of course, we got the legal stuff. I've got my resources section. These are my other offers. Okay, you're just kind of nuts if you don't 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're just counting, make sure I have everything. You're just kind of nuts if you don't promote your own stuff. All right, up front before they read the other stuff. Okay, so not in the back, up front. No, like I tell my children, nobody's going to toot your own horn for you. You got to learn to do that yourself. So, introduction. What is this about? Well, this is about the way I discovered. I tried lead generation a couple of years ago. It was really hard for me. I did make it work, but it was tough to make it work. And it really bugged me. I sat down, put on my thinking cap, and came back to it and figured out a much easier way to make it work, because basically I was doing too much up front. You can read the report. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing to you, but I was basically doing way too much upfront work without knowing that I had a client to buy the leads from me. And once I figured that out, once I basically turned it around, lead gen works really well, and I get money now. I may get money to this day doing lead gen, and probably will for the next many long foreseeable future. But anyway, let's talk about it. The introduction. Virtually everything needs to go in this format. By everything, I mean sales letters, reports, everything. Videos need to go in this format. Everything needs to go in this format. Problem, agitation, solution, call to action. Problem, agitation, solution, call to action. Let's pop up a notepad file and write that down. I might have said this on the webinar. I mean, there are other ways of you know, carving up of creating sales letters, but this works for me. This whole pattern, now this isn't a sales letter, it's a report, but this works for everything. It works for videos, it works for reports, it works for video-based info products where the content's delivered via video, it works for webinars, it works for squeeze pages, it works for absolutely everything. Because look at it. Who's going to be interested in your thing? Somebody with the problem that the thing answers. Well, once you get their attention, like, hey, have you got this problem? Yeah, I got this problem. Then you got to agitate it, and you got to say, man, sucks to have that problem, doesn't it? That's an awful problem to have because you can't yada 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 yada, right? Agitation. And then you say, well, look, I had that problem too. I did find a solution. So you got somebody's attention, you deepen the emotional bond through the agitation. Oh, you've got a solution. Wow, tell me about that. Click here, buy here, enroll here. Call to action. So, introduction, this is the problem. Lead generation is cool business being. When I got into lead gen 2 years ago, super excited. Blah, blah, blah. Thought everybody and their brother would jump at the chance for me to send them calls. I was wrong. That's the problem. Here's the problem right here. Many business owners didn't understand the concept. When there's money involved and people don't understand, they don't buy. That's the problem. And the agitation too, for that matter. So more agitation down here. Talked about how I basically wasted a bunch of time creating a bunch of stuff, ranking a bunch of videos, small websites, and couldn't find anybody to buy the leads from me. So now here's the solution. Okay, I cracked, this is where the solution starts. I cracked the code. Okay? I tell how I cracked the code. Once I realized that business owners didn't understand or whatever, that meant one of two avenues. I could either educate them or I could just much faster forget the ones that didn't and find the ones that did. So I went for number 2, finding the ones that did real fast. And here's the method. So this is the other part of the solution. Here's the method that I use for doing that. Okay? And I outline the method in detail and tell people how to do the method. And basically, just so you know, it boils down to picking a city niche combination like tree surgeons. I was going to say Santa Fe. I've been to Santa Fe a long time ago. I don't remember there being a massive number of trees there. Let's say tree surgeons, New Orleans. So tree surgeons, New Orleans. Tree surgeons, Atlanta. My God, we got more trees than, you know, people. So tree surgeons, Atlanta. City niche combination. And I go through my steps. Google it, pick up the phone, call a bunch of businesses, ask them if they're interested in buying leads from you, if they would talk to you about that, if you had some. Make a note of who would and who wouldn't. Forget the ones that wouldn't. If you got 3 to 5 ones who would, then you test. Okay, so I tell people how to test using video, easy way to do that. And I tell people what to do next. Okay, so in other words, this is a solution. And then I have bonus, because I realized after I wrote this, I said, well, you know, a lot of newbies don't know how to rank a video, and they're going to get all, you know, bent out of shape because they bought this, and then, you know, you didn't tell me how to rank a video, and that's fair. That's fair. Because the testing part depends on you being able to rank most videos. So I said, go over how to rank a video. And I have another bonus section which probably needs a little space there of how to get a phone number, because I do this through CallTrack phone numbers. And then a little conclusion of my support. Okay? And if you don't have a support ticket, set up an email. You know, support@whatever.com. bobsupport@gmail.com or whatever. Okay? I mean, at some point you need a simple ticket system, which is cheap. But anyway, so notice, problem, agitation, solution. Now this doesn't really require a call to action because this is the result of the call to action. Now, so I'm going to, so this is where I'm right now. I'm happy with this. I need to spell check it, but I'm happy with this. I'm going to turn it into a PDF. I'm going to zip it up. And my next thing is I'm going to basically, as I showed y'all on the webinar, I'm going to take, not that, I'm going to take the story up here and I'm going to go over to the test form and I'm going to turn that into one of my quick and dirty sales letters. Okay? At which point I'll shoot another video and I'll show you the sales letter. And then we'll take that over to the Warrior Forum and I'll show you how to, show you the results of that. Okay? So cool beans. I will keep you informed as this project moves on.